it's so that with all of my guests, I can show this kind of framework, particularly the military guests, of why we joined up and what were the reasons, and yeah, hopefully just paint a clearer picture of what life is really all about and how it
Let's
works.
just pick up on that, Chris. You mentioned truth there, teaching the kids truth. And in the boxing gym, that's what we're doing, right? Well, I don't really teach too many kids these days because I'm out here in Thailand and we've got a sort of specific clientele. And I work with pros a lot more now than I do amateurs. So when guys come, it's very specific what they're doing. And with the guys I've got here, it's a sort of maintenance thing with professionals who live here and teach scuba diving, right? So my world's different, but bringing up the kids and working with the kids in the gyms around the world, which I've worked, right, in Australia and Scotland, of course, as well. Teaching the kids the truth. I've always been like, I see the guy you're talking to, this is the guy that walks away from here and meets the next person. There's a lot of people who will speak like this now and then walk away and not even be the same personalities that we are talking right now, and meet someone else and be like, oh yeah, no. And that's everywhere, right? In the family environment, away from sexual abuse, which is another subject that I've really researched and been part of, and that is a major factor of how the system of our society is failing itself because it's rampant everywhere. People are now starting to talk about it, right? But let's stay on the line of telling the truth. Parents don't tell the truth because they don't know the truth. It's a whole different story. You know, when they're telling you that this is the way it's done, that's the way it's done, that's the way. It's like, why is it done that way? Because that's what my mum said. It was like, that's what Auntie Anne's done. That's what my Uncle John does. That's what my grandfather, just fucking do it. That's it. Yeah. That's how I was brought up. So you're right. When you get to a point where you've had more experience, so look at us, man. We joined the Marines, and then 3 years later, we've had more experience than both our parents put together. My dad's an alcoholic, and by the time I leave the Corps, I've drunk more than he's ever drunk. I'm not an alcoholic. Because at some point during that alcoholism, he fucked up, and he fucked up again, he fucked up again. So the only way out was to say, I'm sorry, I'm done, I'll get help. And it really didn't make his life any better. It made our life a lot worse. Do you know what I mean? So the truth is, you don't know the truth. So when you don't know the truth, admit you don't know the truth. Ask someone to fill it in.
That's the other thing as well, is you know, and these are all things. For me to still be alive and not to be dead in some gutter, you know, somewhere, I've had to work all this out, Danny. So for people listening, this is not criticisms of people. This is, if you can't work out what human motivation is, or the motivation behind humans' actions, you know, you're going to suffer, you know, well, I mean, not everybody.
On a personal note, though, right? So when I left the Marines, as I said before, it was like, fuck you, I'm out of here, I'm going to live my life, I'm going to do everything I dreamed of. I left from Colchester, right? So I'd gone AWOL for a while as a political statement at the end of my career. I'll talk about that in a second too. But when I decided I was leaving the Corps, in my mind, I got a 5 months soldier on sentence in a court-martial. And off I went to prison. And I wrote to the Major General who was involved in this incident that I was involved with, that got me to go AWOL in the first place. And I said to him, man, I don't want to be that Marine who comes back out of prison here and then goes AWOL every 2 weeks until you throw me out. Please, let me leave with grace. This has happened. It's unbearable. I can't repair this now. I'm
Sorry,
done.
Denny, I missed that. What was it that got you locked up?
Well, I got locked up, had a court-martial because I went AWOL from the Marines.
Okay.
Which was a fallout of something that happened in Northern Ireland, like we were talking there before. The colonel who was in charge of that operation, again, I'm not going to slag off people here, but everyone who was on that tour knows that was a very challenging chain of command that we were working under. And the Major General came to Fort White Rock to sort of say hello and all that sort of stuff. And obviously I'd been in the boxing team. I was the Royal Marines boxing champion, the Royal Navy boxing champion. I'd done a lot of boxing in the circuit. So I knew the Major General and hey, sir, how you doing? Over a beer after a fight, stuff like that. So I had a little bit of a relationship with him. We'll call that false sense of security, right? So when he walks into the TQ's office, and there's all Marines, corporals, sergeant majors, sergeants, all standing around. They'd all been saying they're going to say this and this and this, and they're going to get this fixed. You know how bootnicks are, dripping away, telling you. I'm only 19 or 20 at the time, and I'm like, yeah, I was a Lance Corporal. I was like, yeah, me too, mate. Yeah, me too. Anyway, the Major General comes in, everyone's up to attention. The first person he sees is me, and he goes, Tenny, good to see you in uniform. Glad you're back in, that sort of stuff. I'll come back to you in a minute. And he goes to the left of me, hey, Corporal, whatever, how are you? And every single person all the way around the line didn't say anything they said they were going to say. And me being me, learning at that point in my life, this is me, I fucking told the truth. And I told them it wasn't rosy. And yeah, we did find a lot of stuff, but this is what's going on too, and that. The Major General said to me, have you had your leave yet? And I was the last guy. I was the first guy taking the last leave at the time. He went, okay, I'd like to hear your opinion when you come back from leave. I never heard from him again. But when that Major General left by helicopter, the Colonel who I was talking about was in by helicopter, demoted me, got me out of Fort White Rock, and with, I think it was Charlie Company I was with at the time, sent me to HQ Company in the ration store, told the Sergeant Major to give me every shit job in Belfast that we had. And I was very close. This was what my biggest dilemma. I could walk away from the Marines right now, fuck them, and go live with my auntie down in Falls Road. That's how easy it was for me. Do you know what I mean? So my mind was just playing over and over and over. Do I fuck these guys? And then someone said, that'll be desertion. Don't do that. So I then volunteered for all other jobs, go out with the guys, be standing for this guy's stance. So I got lots of patrols in for HQ Company, but pulled my head in. And then HQ Company Sergeant Major asked me what draft I would like, and he said, you can have anything. We admire what you did, but you're in shit, mate, and the biggest shit I've ever known anyone to be in. I went, yeah, okay. He goes, what do you want to do? I went, I joined the Corps to be SBS. That's all I've really had a focus on, and I said, but is Diego Garcia unavailable on this draft list? And he goes, no way, fuck off. I was like, okay, and draft me to the pool then, so I can begin the process of selection, be down there at least. And he goes, okay. So they flew me out of Ireland, done my leaving routine at 40, went to pool just before the guys got back.
They did all of this just because you told some boffin that
yeah, I told them the
things
truth.
were a bit shit.
That he was charging people for this and doing this, and these guys had been attacked, and this is their follow-on. This is how they did it. That was the decision. He said it was wrong. Charged them all, almost put them in prison. He was just in my opinion, he was the worst leader I've ever met in my life. Not just in the Corps, but the whole spectrum. Anyway, so I remember the sergeant. So he comes to the Fort White Rock, and the RSM calls me. I've got to go there immediately. And when I get in, this is a true story. RSM comes running at me with his pay stick to stick me in the fucking chest. I'm a boxer, right? So it was just natural instinct to just turn and move his pay stick. He went flying, mate. Landed on his face, on the floor, which didn't go down well for me either. Mate. So by the time I got to see the colonel, I can hear in the office, the colonel's going crazy. He's going crazy, shouting about me, and I've got Chris Kane, the sergeant major, in the back, going, Daddy, Lucian, mate, keep fucking camped outside, fucking nothing. just be there. Just you're a Marine. Look forward. Just take what's coming to you, and it's all going to be all right. I said, no worries, I will. But as soon as they got me in, they opened the door, and the RSM says, quick march, left, right. I didn't do that, mate. I just walked in slowly, and they made me go out again and do it again. And the third time, he realised, you've pushed me too far, man. I'm willing to go to jail now for this truth that I've just told, because that fat cunt is excuse my French, that fat guy is misleading to us into danger, in my opinion. So he was raging. I was just disgusted with the fact that he could wear a green beret and be that overweight and miss his BFTs, all that sort of stuff. He said, do you think you could run this unit better than me? And I just, yeah, I could. Of course I could. Anyone could run it better than you. And that was it. That's when the stripe came off, and that's when I was told to go away. Wow. So when that happened. So I went to pool, and I got in. Pool whacked me straight into another couple of great captains down there, and it was really looked after when I got there. The guys in the Corps looked after me after that. It wasn't like I was the bad guy at the scene. Anyway, they put me in the dive store. They started putting me on courses and all these different things, get me qualified so I could assist the guys and wherever they went. And then I got a message from my mate from HQ telling me that the colonel who was in Northern Ireland is now a brigadier with an OBE, and he's found a draft for me in Camacho that I'd got to go and do. So when I heard that, I went AWOL and didn't come back for 8 months.
So basically, for speaking your mind, okay, as a soldier, you kind of know you can't, but you kind of, people like us do. But rather than just get a slap on the wrist and like, you know, don't do that again, Marine, Corporal.
I don't know, man. I was a bit of a wild one, right? So it doesn't matter, you know. Like for me now, looking back in hindsight, I got to say that was the changing point.
But you were basically subjected to a harassment campaign by this guy that should have known better.
I suppose so, yeah.